Hey everyone, RawGator here, and welcome to the 2019 Larry Mack Late Race Trends compilation. I've been wanting to make this video for quite a while, and so I've been taking notes throughout the season. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and let's see if we can get 1,001 likes on this video. We are only roughly 100 subscribers away from 20,000, which is a huge number, so guys, thank you so much. And if you enjoy this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button so we can hit that number and so you do not miss any future videos.
Mike, I dug out my 2019 race trend folder, and here's what I've got. If you look at the last 10 Daytona 500s, we're going to go back racing probably with about 9 or 10 laps to go, but in the last 10 500s, the average of the last caution is lap 193 with 7 to go, and in those 10 races, Mike, we've had 4 overtimes, including 1 year ago.
Well, but for the stage breaks, Larry, it's been a caution-free day. Here we are with 27 laps to go. What do you see?
Yeah, I've been looking at the last 10 spring, late winter, early spring races here at Las Vegas, and we've crossed over the threshold of what the average of the last caution. It's normally roughly 35 to 40 laps to go. We're 26 to go. I still think we're sitting right there on the possibility of having one. And we've actually had one overtime finish here, Mike, back in 2009.
28 to go, Larry.
Well, 28 to go. That is a magic number, because when I looked at the last 10 Phoenix Spring races, the last caution flies normally on the average at lap 284, which is 28 laps to go. And we've actually, Mike, had 3 overtime finishes, including 2016 and 2017, 2 years ago. Keep an eye on this right here. You see 13 to go. If I look at the last 8 spring races here, because that's when we went to 400 miles, the average of the last caution, lap 188, 12 laps to go. And in the last 5 races, Mike, we went to overtime 4 times.
Larry, 35 laps to go. What do you see?
Well, Mike, the trends in 2019 has kicked Larry Mack's tail, but I have to keep looking at numbers. If you look at the last 10 spring Martinsville races, roughly 35 laps to go. That's the average time of the last caution. Go back a year ago, we had one with 15 to go, plus we've had 2 overtimes in those 10 races.
6 to go. I'll bet he's got a nugget for us, Larry.
Well, I do have them, and we are well beyond the average of the last caution. The average of the last caution, our last 10 races here, 55 to go, and we've had 1 overtime back in 2014. And hear this sound here? That's the trends.
That wasn't the wrapper on a Dove bar, was it?
Guys, I would say it's split decision time. We're going to go back racing probably with about 15 laps to go. We've got 16 drivers on the lead lap. They've got roughly about 45 to 50 green flag laps on their tires. There is no way, I don't think some of those guys at the very front are coming, but I think there'll be some near the rear that will come. So guys, if I look at the last 10 spring Richmond races, the last caution average, and we're right there at it, lap 372, roughly 28 laps to go. 6 times of those 10 races, it happened in the final 25 laps, and that's where we're at. And we've had 2 overtimes, 2013 and 1 year ago in the spring of 2018.
Larry Mack, 12 laps to go.
Well, Mike, in the 8 races since the Daytona 500, we have only had 18 cautions in the final stage. But you know what? This is Talladega. And in the last 10 spring Talladega races, the average of the last caution, lap 181, 7 laps to go. And in 7 times, it's happened in the final 10 laps. 14 total overtime finishes at Talladega all time.
Well, we're coming down to we're in the last 10% of this race, Larry.
Yeah, Mike, I've looked at the last 10 spring Dover races, and the average of the last caution is around lap 364, which we're right there, roughly 34, 35, 36 laps to go. 4 times in those 10 races. We had one in the final 25 laps, and we had a couple of overtime finishes here, 2015 and 2 years ago in 2017.
Again. Larry, you must be having fun with this, buddy.
Finally, a trend. Finally.
Oh, my goodness. Without you having to talk about it.
Exactly.
Oh, no. Oh, Larry.
Well, it's a Fox Sports tradition, the trends of the race. Larry, is the trend your friend tonight?
Well, we'll see, Mike, because we're at lap 351, which is 49 laps to go. And I looked at the last 10 Coca-Cola 600s in May that we've done on Fox. And the last caution averaged lap 352 with 48 laps to go. But 4 times it's come in the last 25 laps, and we had 1 overtime finish back in 2011.
Just 1 overtime.
Okay, boys, I hate to ask. Mike, you asking.
Larry, 23 laps to go. You talked about if there's a caution. What are the trends?
Well, I first conferred with Professor Pella TT Rara before I gave these trends right here. But what it tells me is the last 7 June Pocono races. Reason I only did 7, that's how long we've been going 400 miles. The last caution flag happens around lap 144, which is 16 to go. And in those 7 races, 3 times it happened in the final 10 laps.
Wow.
Now, boys, that'll keep you on the edge of your seat right there. That's a good trend.
That's more evidence than vortex theory.
Yeah, he's got one.
That one I can get behind.
Charlotte,
Oh, 17.
Trouble, 17.
Oh, Ricky Stenhouse
Hey, there's your trend, Larry Mack.
pounds the wall just as Larry predicted. 14 to go.
Hey, Larry, finally.
Oh, we've been on a roll here lately.
Have you really?
The trend is Larry's friend. Larry, 30 laps to race.
I hate to bring this up.
But we were wondering, Larry.
What is the trend?
Well, they've been kinder to me lately, and remember, these crew chiefs study the same trends I do. We're on top of those green flag pit stop. The average of the last caution, our last 10 trips to Michigan in June, is lap 170, which is 30 laps to go, but 4 times it happened in the last 20 laps, so we are right there.
Well, Larry, for the last time this season, and you've been spot on for us all year, 10 to go. What are the trends of the race?
Well, even though the configuration is different, I think the mindset will be the same. And I've looked at the last 10 Sonoma races. The average of the last caution has been with 6 laps to go, 5 times in the final 10 laps, twice in overtime. My experience, when you tell these drivers 10 to go at a road course, the wires start sparking and they start losing their minds.
That is exactly what happened yesterday in the K&N Series race. There was carnage everywhere.
I hate it when the wires start sparking.
Restart after overtime after overtime.